Alright, what's up, everybody? Back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys having a good one. The Denver Nuggets have done it. They are NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. We're going to talk about this entire recap of the game. Then I'm going to talk about the Nuggets and the Heat after the recap. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. We have said a lot. And yeah, I don't want to waste any more of your time. So let's get right into it. So last night we come into Denver for Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Nuggets, with a win, will win their first ever NBA title in front of their home fans, while the Heat look to survive and go back to Miami for one more game. We start this game off. The Heat start off 5-0. It's a good start, but it's a very sloppy start from both sides, honestly. A lot of missed layups. The Nuggets had a lot of turnovers very early in this game. The Heat were getting some open looks that they just couldn't convert on. And then the Nuggets go on a little run. They were down 5-0. They go up and make it 12-5 as the lead for the Nuggets. After, Michael Jr. was having a lot of energy in this game, rebounding, not hitting threes, but he was cutting, doing all the little things like that. Then the Heat come back. Caleb Martin, Bam, Max Strus, Kyle Lowry was doing really well in this game. It was a very low scoring first. The Nuggets led 20, or the Heat led 24-22 at the end of the first quarter. We go to the second quarter, and it's kind of similar. The Heat are getting to the free throw line. That's one thing the Heat are doing. The Heat are getting to the free throw line. Gordon, Jokic, Murray, all were kind of in foul trouble early in this game. Jimmy Butler was getting to the free throw line. And yeah, that's how the Heat were working. The Heat had a 10-point lead at one point with 7 minutes left. Tucker Robinson hit back-to-back shots. But of course, the Nuggets come back. Nikola Jokic starts coming into the game and starts being aggressive. Bruce Brown off the bench doing good things. But the Heat close out the quarter well, and they lead 51-44. The end of the first half, Bam had a great first half in this game. We go to the third quarter, and it feels like the Nuggets have been winning this quarter the entire time, the entire series. And they did it again. Even though the Heat got off to a good start, led by 8, the Nuggets started fighting back. The Nuggets had a very bad. Honestly, the first half for the Denver Nuggets is probably the worst half of basketball they played in this playoff run. I think they had 10 turnovers. They shot 1 for 15 from 3. It was bad, and they're still only down 7 points. So Nuggets came into the third quarter after for a few minutes to start. They started getting it back. Jamal Murray started hitting shots. Jokic started being aggressive. MPJ was making great hustle plays. And all of a sudden, they came back, tied the game at 60 with 6 minutes left. And then after Heat score a few buckets, the Nuggets, start coming back. They make it really close. MPJ hits a big three-pointer with a minute and a half left in the third to give the Nuggets their first lead in a very long time. But the Heat leads 71-70 after Kyle Lowry hits a crazy three-pointer near the end of the third quarter. Kyle Lowry was really trying his hardest out there. He was flopping a lot, but he was getting offensive rebounds, strips, steals, hitting threes. He was doing a lot. And we go into the fourth quarter with the Heat up by 1, and the Nuggets start off the third quarter. Oh, the Nuggets won the third 26-20. The fourth quarter, Nuggets start off hitting a few shots. Jokic and Murray start hitting their shots, especially Jokic starts dominating down low. And all of a sudden, the Nuggets have a 5-point lead. We're halfway through the fourth quarter, and the Heat just couldn't really get anything going. And Jimmy Butler was just not being aggressive. Missed a lot of easy shots. Wasn't getting to the free throw line as much in the third quarter. And he was passing up a lot of looks. There's a lot of times when Jimmy Butler went to the rim, and instead of taking for a little floater or a layup or drawing a foul, he passed out to Caleb Martin in the corner, Max Strus on the wing. And it was like, Jimmy, this is it right here. If you don't win this game, it's over. There won't be a next game. So you got to come out and be aggressive. And then he did. 4 minutes left. They're down 7. Jimmy hit back-to-back three-pointers, make it a 4-point game. Come down, Jimmy. Controversial call on Aaron Gordon on a three-pointer where Jimmy got fouled. He hits all 3 free throws. Then he comes up, hits a layup. So he scored 11 straight points, and all of a sudden they led by 1 with 2:47 left. Jokic hit a big layup to make it a 1-point lead. A lot of back and forth. Jimmy missed a three-pointer on the next possession, but then Kyle Lowry got in the offensive rebound. Jimmy draws a foul. He hits 2 more free throws. Oh, yeah. And then the next play down, Murray misses a fadeaway jumper, but Bruce Brown sneaks in to get the offensive rebound putback. The Nuggets had so many offensive rebound putbacks in this game. That's what was saving them. Whether it was MPJ, Christian Brown did it once or twice, Bruce Brown. Just the offensive rebound putbacks were huge in this game. Max Strus missed a big three-pointer with a minute 13 left after that play. Coming on, Aaron Gordon missed a couple shots, and the Heat got a chance. Jimmy Butler was driving to the rim. I forgot who was guarding him, but he kind of didn't take the layup. Instead, he was trying to find a pass out. He tried to pass it out, but KCP was right there. KCP with a big steal with 27 seconds left. He got fouled, hits both free throws. The Heat come down now with 24 seconds left. Come in only down 3. They give the ball to inbound the ball. Jimmy has the ball, and Jimmy takes a contested fading three-pointer off the glass with 17 seconds left that misses. Bruce Brown gets a rebound, hits 2 free throws, and that's ultimately the winner. But just I don't like that shot from Jimmy Butler. He's been hot, yes, he did score the last few points for Miami, but I mean if you're gonna take that shot, take it with like 2 or 3 seconds. I mean he had 17 seconds left on the clock. He could have got a way better look, and he took a contested three-pointer over Aaron Gordon. Like I really don't understand the shot. But then yeah, the Nuggets get the rebound, they hit the free throws, and they win the game 94-89 and win their first ever NBA title, winning 5 games. Stats for this game: the Nuggets shot 45% from the field. The Heat shot just 34%. The three-point shot wasn't working for both sides. The Heat were 9 for 35, 26%. The Nuggets were 5 for 28, 18%. The three-point shot was not really going well. And then the free throw shooting, the Nuggets had a very bad free throw shooting day. They shot 13 for 23, 57%. They missed 10 free throws. And the Heat were 14 for 16. The Heat forced 14 Nugget turnovers. The Nuggets had 3 more assists. The rebounding was huge, though. The Nuggets out-rebounded the Heat by 13. You know, looking at the stats, this would be a game that looked like the Heat would win, but it's just the shooting, especially in the second half. The second half, they scored 38 points as a team. 38 points. Oh, that's not going to get the job done. Statistically, for the Nuggets, Jokic had 28, 16, and 4. He shot 12 for 16, 1 for 3 from 3. Got really aggressive late in the fourth quarter. Well, in the fourth quarter. And played very well. And MPJ, this was the Michael Porter Jr. game. He's been really struggling throughout the entire finals, hitting his shots defensively. But today, he really came in and he showed up. Even though he only hit 1 3-pointer, he played really solid defensively. He was cutting, coming off screens instead of just jackballing up threes. He was cutting to the rim. He had a big dunk. He had like a little floater. Offensive rebounds were huge. He had finished with 16 points and 13 boards. He shot 7 for 17. Again, only 1 for 6 and 3, but he was being aggressive in a lot of other ways, and I really like that he did that. Jamal Murray had 14, 8, and 8. He shot just 6 for 15, 2 for 7 from 3. Didn't take a free throw, but he was doing very solid things, rebounding, passing the ball out, stuff like that. KCP had a nice game, 11 points, shot 4 for 10 from the field, 2 steals and 3 blocks. He was there defensively. And then Bruce Brown had 10 and 6 off the bench, even though he shot just 4 for 14 and missed all 5 of his year. I didn't even know he took that many shots. But he was solid. Aaron Gordon had a decent game, even though he was in foul trouble, stuff like that. But he was solid. Christian Brown came off the bench, gave him solid minutes. We saw DeAndre Jordan minutes. He played 3 minutes in this game because Jokic and Gordon were in foul trouble. And usually when Jokic comes out, Aaron Gordon's the center. But they tried to run Jeff Green, and Bam was dominating Jeff Green, so they threw DeAndre Jordan in. He got a block in 3 minutes. But yeah, the Nuggets win this game. Not a very pretty game at all. The Nuggets came out and did what they had to do, making the key plays. The last few minutes of this game were insane. A lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, blocks, loose handles, turnovers. Very intense end of the game. But the Nuggets made the big winning plays, the offensive rebounds, the steals and stuff like that, hit their free throws when it mattered, and closed out the game. And now they're NBA champions. I'm going to talk about the Nuggets in a minute or two. I want to talk about the Heat first, though. For the Heat, Jimmy finished with 21, 3 and 5, shot 5 for 18, 2 for 5 from 3, got to the free throw line, hit 9 of 11 free throws, had 3 steals. Didn't really get aggressive to the last 4 minutes of this game, but, I mean, he almost brought him back, the 3-point shot, getting to the free throw line and stuff. And a lot of people talk about this series for Jimmy because Jimmy did not have a great series compared to what he's done in the first 3 series in the Eastern Conference. But, I mean, Jimmy still had an amazing playoff run. What he did in the first round against Milwaukee was crazy. He's their team leader. They ride with him. And even though he didn't have a great series. A lot of people talk about the ankle problems, but he came out and said that the ankle didn't matter to me. I played bad. There's no excuses. Which, of course, Jimmy, takes accountability for himself, stuff like that. But, yeah, it's very tough that Jimmy didn't have an amazing series, because if he does have a series similar to did the last round or something like that, maybe this would have been a lot more competitive and fun. But, I mean, Jimmy gave it all he could. He just didn't have enough energy. Bam, 20 and 12. Shot 9 for 20. The second half didn't really do as much as he did in the first half, but Bam, I feel like had an amazing series. Being aggressive, shooting the ball a lot, rebounding, having to defend Jokic, having to play make. He did a lot. He had a lot on his plate in the series, and he delivered. He played very, very well. I'm happy for Bam. Max Strus at 12 and 8 was 5 for 12. He was kind of doing similar to Michael Porter Jr. He wasn't really shooting the ball well. He was having a very bad final series, but then he came into this game, cut a lot more. I got to the rim, rebounded, brought a lot of energy there. Kyle Lowry had a good game, 12, 9, and 4, shot 4 for 13, hit 4 3-pointers. He was playing really good again. He was trying his hardest. Caleb Martin had 10 and 5 off the bench. He was good in the first half, shot 4 for 9 from the field. Gabe Vincent had another tough shooting game, shot just 3 for 13. After the first two games, Gabe Vincent kind of didn't really do much in the rest of the series. But yeah, the Heat, they had a amazing run. This run was, they were 3 minutes away from losing in the play-in, and they made it to the NBA Finals. Like, that's literally never been done before. The second ever 8 seed to make it to an NBA Finals. They took out Milwaukee, the best team in the league. They took out a tough New York team, a very talented Celtic team, and they just lost to the best team in the league, the Nuggets. They just lost to a team that was rolling on all cylinders, clicking at the right time, and dominating this entire playoffs. They lost to them, but they should not be. They should be proud of themselves for what they have done. Eric Spoelstra's amazing coach. Jimmy and Bam are great. World players like Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin. When the regular season, they were just kind of not really doing that much. They came out in the playoffs and all had big moments to lead them all the way here. So shout out to the Miami Heat, and very interested to see what they do in the off season. By the way, if you want to hear more about the Miami Heat, tomorrow I'm dropping a video, my look-in series about the Miami Heat, where I'm talking about all their off-season stuff. So go watch that. And I'm also on Thursday dropping the look-in video for the Denver Nuggets, where I talk about their season and what potentially could happen next for them. So tomorrow and Thursday, check those two out when they come out. But yeah, shout out to big round of applause to the Miami Heat. Yep. And then for the Denver Nuggets, we got to give a huge round of applause for the Denver Nuggets. Give them another one. We'll give them two. Just an amazing season. Coming in with expectation with Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. coming back. They made trades for guys like KCP, signed Bruce Brown. Just did all little things. Throughout the whole regular season, they were kind of cruising. No one really talked about them. They didn't really get a lot of attention, stuff like that. Even though Jokic was having a great year, Jamal Murray was coming back. Guys like Aaron Gordon, really, KCP, really, Bruce Brown, they all really found their role on this team and played it very well. Guys like Jeff Green, Christian Brown, when like Ish Smith, DeAndre, guys like those were playing, they were playing really well. Michael Malone is an amazing coach, and they finished with their first ever number 1 seed, first time ever the Nuggets finished as the number 1 seed. But again, no one really respected them. No one really gave a second look to them. They're like, it's the Nuggets. We're good on them. We beat the Timberwolves in the first round, got to the second round, beat the Suns, got to the conference finals, and not only beat the Lakers, they swept the Lakers for their first ever conference finals win, their first ever sweep, made their first ever NBA finals. And that's when people really started to see them. And they come into this series against a tough Miami Heat team and a gritty Miami Heat team. And they won in 5. They really just kind of cruised through this entire playoffs. The only trouble they got was when the Suns won game 3 and 4, when Devin Booker and Kevin Durant turned into freaking Goku and Vegeta. And they literally took the games by themselves when they were tied 2-2. But then again, they came out in game 5, game 6, and dominated them. So Nuggets didn't really have any crazy, battle. Well, not battle, but like crazy back against the wall. You got to really come out with something. They were just in kind of cruise control this entire playoff run, dominated that way. Nikola Jokic was Finals MVP. He's the first player ever in NBA history to lead the playoffs in total points, rebounds, and assists. Had an amazing Finals series, made a playoff series in general, and now might be the best player in the world right now. He was just doing great, and now people really put respect on Jokic's name. Just an amazing run from him. Jamal Murray, after suffering that injury back in 2021, missing the last 2 playoffs, and the story of him after he got injured, telling Michael Malone, like, hey, you guys are going to trade me now? I'm damaged goods. and then coming from there to this, where he really just performed so well in this playoff run. He's jumped up a lot of the point guard rankings list. He was just so on another level. So he deserves a lot of credit. Michael Porter Jr. coming from all of his back injuries, missing the entire last year, coming out and playing like this. Aaron Gordon, kind of being in Orlando, being kind of a forgotten player, not really hitting expectations, comes to Denver, finds a role that he really fits in, and he was a key part of this run. KCP being the vet, Bruce Brown coming off the bench, being the sixth man and being their Swiss Army knife that does a little everything, and now he's going to free agency, he might get paid. Christian Brown coming in as a rookie, right off a Kansas championship, comes into this finals and has some big moments. Jeff Green being a vet that who was all around the league, open heart surgery back in 2012, played for 12 different teams, and now finally gets a ring. Ish Smith, the ultimate journeyman, played for 13 teams in 13 years, getting and win a championship. DeAndre Jordan, after all those Lob City days with the Clippers, the last few years been floating around as a veteran, gets a ring. Reggie Jackson gets a ring. Like this Nuggets team is just an ultimate, just feel good story, where all these guys had to face adversity at some point in their careers, and they came out and they just put it all together this year. They were all connected, played very well offensively, even defensively in this finals. They're not really known as a defensive team, but they played very well defensively, forcing the Heat to, I think he only had like one game where they scored over 100 points in this series. So big shout out to the Denver Nuggets. Just had an amazing season. Again, on Thursday we're dropping the look-in video of the Nuggets where I talk about the entire season and potentially what's coming next for this team. But yeah, just got to give a huge credit to the Nuggets. And now the NBA season is over, man. It's over. I'm going to get into a lot more off-season stuff. I'm going to keep going, with the NBA, with off-season type stuff. I'm very excited for it. Going to have a big off-season coming up. The draft comes up in another week and a half. Very excited for it. But yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, turn on notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. We have said a lot. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.